All right, welcome back to the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call. Let's get right back to the phone lines. We got Pete out in Squirrel Hill. How you doing, Pete?
Gentlemen, how are you tonight? Hey, Rich, just to follow up a little bit on Willie Mays, not many people realize this. He missed 1951 and 1952 to the Korean War. He came back in 54, which was Aaron's rookie year. Aaron never served. Mays lost those 2 years. His first 2 years back, he had 47 and 51 homers after missing 2 years. He breaks Ruth's record long before Aaron because he had to serve those 2 years. In a decade of the 60s, he won 3 home run titles and 6 stolen base titles, and he was called by Joe Morgan the greatest defensive player in the history of baseball.
Hey, Pete, is he the best center fielder to ever play the game?
He's the greatest all-around player in the history of the game. Second greatest center fielder was Mickey Mantle.
Okay, that's kind of where I'm at with that, too. That's why I took Pete, Paul. He's going to give me the stats. He's going to tell me what's going on back in the 50s, the 40s, the 60s. He's my historian for this show.
Oh, of course. I mean, and he's got good history, but he's wrong. Babe Ruth is the greatest player of all time.
Hey, before we go, we have about a minute and a half, Paul. I wanted to ask you a little bit about this Rangers situation. I love the social media post they put out a couple days ago, but today they get fined by the NHL. Come on, what is going on with this league?
Well, they got to fine him. You can't have teams going rogue like that. And it would have been, any league would have fined a team that goes off. Like, look at how many times Mark Cuban's been fined, Daniel Snyder's been fined. You know, these guys, these owners that go off the rail and criticize the league for something, you can't do that. You know, you've got to be unified in the league. Basically, you know, the commissioner's office, they're not going to allow teams to do that, because if you start allowing it, then basically you have, instead of one unified voice, you've got 32 different or 31 or whatever it is, different people saying different things. It's not good. So I completely agree. I don't agree with the league when they didn't suspend Tom Wilson. He should have been suspended. But I do agree here, they should have fined the Rangers, and I think the Rangers knew they were going to be fined.
And is that why you got fired, you think? Real quick, 5 seconds you got?
Who?
The general manager for the Rangers.
No.
Yeah.
No, I don't.
Then nothing to do with it. All right.
No.
Paul, I appreciate it. We'll see you later in the week. Hopefully you guys make the switch over to KDKA News right now.